Okay, we are going live. Green over there. Green over there. The double green, that's what I need to see. Okay. We've got all my applications open. We got VS Code, we got work. No, wait, we don't have Workbench actually logged in. I could have swore I logged into that already. Let's get logged into it. Logging into Workbench. There we are. Put that back up. Hello, Sensei Serial. Welcome, welcome. Make sure you say hello to Shakomon over there, because they're going to be going away real fast. It's just about their bedtime. In fact, they only just evolved this past hour. They were asleep for a minute there as Pukamon, and then woke up as Shakomon. Someone did a comic about that. Oh no, that was a Pokemon comic with a Eevee. It had fainted or something, and they gave it a stone, and it woke up as something it didn't recognize. What's up, gaming nerd? I am doing great tonight. Hopefully you are as well. Okay, yeah, Shakomon, there you are. What are we doing with you, Shakomon? We are going for Gestomons. We need to have 1 care mistake and 30 training. Alright, that shouldn't be too hard, and I've got 22 hours to get that in. So I'll have it evolving tomorrow between 5 and 6. Okay, and yeah, there it goes. Sleeps at 8 o'clock, so you'll be gone from us soon. But don't worry, I've got another Digimon right there to replace it with. Alright, where's my... I always forget to put up the getting started majigger. I keep forgetting that I need to do that. Otherwise people will think that this is just the stream. Well, it kind of is, isn't it? And let's go ahead and put out a tweet. Tweet is sent. Yeah, let's bring the board back up so we can see what we're doing. We got a few things to do still. I still haven't like gone back and double checked all the Pendulum Z stuff. I don't want to. I still got a lot of stuff to do here, don't I? Ugh. That's okay, I can get it done. Today also might be the day that I change the radio station to listen to on here. Because I'm starting to hear all these songs too much. This one I haven't heard too much. This one I'm okay with. This I need to add a label to. New content. And this is... I will label this minor change. Minor improvement. Alright, 1 minute to go time here. And it looks like everything is good. Lights are on. Okay. Oh, hello, kitten. Are you here to interrupt things again? Off with you then. Okay, 8 o'clock. Let's get this party going. Let's go ahead and take off the getting started majigger. Do the intro for no good reason. Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to another Digimon dev stream. I will be working on several things to improve... Why is my sound on over there? No, that was my phone. Ah, silence my phone, wow. 4 seconds in and everything's already going awful. There we go. Alright, so I got plenty of stuff I gotta do with this website, right? Plenty of improvements to make. Plenty of sleeping clams that need to be put to bed. Let's take care of that one first of all. Good night, Shakomon. You're out of here. Say good night and then say hello to Megadramon. I had Sealamon on this previously, on this version 4. And it did, in fact, manage to evolve into Megadramon, which, not too surprising. I haven't ever had an Evo fail on, doing this through the camera instead of through the, there we go, instead of looking directly at it. The input lag is real. I haven't had an Evo fail on a classic device ever since I learned about the whole raise or battle 15 times as a child, 15 times as an adult. Make sure that both have at least 12 wins out of those battles, and then you should be pretty much golden. But there is apparently still a chance you can Evo fail, but thankfully, as you can see, that didn't happen. Mega Digimon is ready to roll. It's going to be fighting in the tournament tomorrow. Hopefully it does well. We will see. So enough about that. Let's get on to today's stuff. So I got a couple of minor things. I'm going to put both of those right up at the top. And yeah, that's in the order I want it to be in. So got a tip from someone on Twitter saying that the activity type for Walrus Digimon should be stoic, not normal. I double checked that. They are in fact correct. So let's fix that real quick. So let's start from Battle Bracelet Digital Monster, where URL equals, let's see, I have insert on there. Warusidra. There it is. So, wait a minute, that's already on Stoic. Apparently I double checked the wrong thing. Okay, what does Twitter say? Let's look at that. Alright, notifications for Twitter. It says it's, so it's actually normal. Okay, no, I got it backwards. So I have it listed as Stoic, but it needs to be normal. Okay, so I didn't double check that. Apparently I need to corroborate another source. So Walrus Digimon is on the Gabumon dim, and I don't have that on my desk, and I don't feel like going and getting it. So instead, we're going to use the hex editor to verify this. That'll be fun. So let's go ahead and open that up, shall we? Get out of there. I don't need you over there. All right, so let's go to Programs, Hex, and we're going to go and open that up. Okay, and we're gonna open up. Do I have Gabumon? Yeah, Gabumon EX right there. Bam. All right, let's load our pattern. View our pattern data. Okay, we want Digimon stats. And Walrus Digimon, what position do you appear in? Let's go to the guide for Battle Bracelet Digital Monster. And Gabu. Okay, so let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This should be 12th position. 12th position. Yeah, sure enough. Should be a normal right there. So, verified what they shared is correct. What I have on the site right now is incorrect. So we're going to go ahead and pop that over. Change that to normal. Normal's attack on turn 3. And sleep from 9 to 20, or are awake from 9 to 21. And everything else there is correct. The DP is 25, 10, 4. Okay, yep, that's all correct. Good. Let's go ahead and apply that. Excellent. Let's verify that the change was committed properly. And I need to figure out a way to make this page load a little bit faster. That'll be one of the things I need to do too. It's not too huge, but it's just a bunch of stuff that it needs to do every time you click on it. Yeah, there we go. So normal, turn 3, 9 to 21. Perfect. Adrian Torres comments, hey, I just want to say you're an absolute boss when it comes to the VPEC community. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like what I do. Glad it is helpful for folks. So there we go. We fixed Walrus Digimon. We can go ahead and move this one over. All right, next one. This is a request to remove all the super hit turns from Baby and Baby 2 Digimon on the Battle Bracelet Digimon Monster. There's just no way both of them can enter a fight. That's true. Fair enough. So rather than remove the actual field for those, we're just going to do this. So we're going to find every case where... What am I looking for? Stage. Like, and baby. Let's see, that's not a percent sign. Percent sign, baby. Quotation, and go for it. Okay, this should bring us up all our babies. And as of right now, we have all the super hits listed as 3 because of the fact that normals all go for 3. But for a baby, they can't actually fight. So there's no actual super hit happening there. So we're just going to go ahead and change this out to an A. There really are a lot of babies. Holy cow. Technically, these other ones will probably be the same, but I can't verify those yet because those don't exist yet. Okay, okay, and apply. All right, and let's go back to the site, make sure what we did happened. Has anyone ever gotten Reflexamon to evolve to Minervamon, Lord Nightmon X? Yes, I have indeed. It's yeah, it's not a very big window for care mistakes, so like I've definitely felt like I've had it before, but sure enough, I've had a care mistake or two that made it not work out. So it's it can be difficult. They really sneak up on you, that advice, and I don't particularly know why. What is this? Oh, hold on. So it says turn 0 there because I have that set to integer in the database, so we need to change that. So let's do so real quick. Final bracelet digital monster settings. So you saw I put NA in there, but it's not going to do that because the super hit I have is integer instead of text. So we're going to set that to, well, let's do text. Text is fine. Okay, apply that. Change errors and that. Well, why does it have the? Okay, great. There we go. Oh, I don't want there to be that. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. Okay. Apply. Yep. Okay, so now if we come back in here and we do where. In fact, if we want to do update. Well, let's just do this real quick. Make sure I get the right thing. Okay, let's do it right there. Okay, so update vital bracelet, set super equal to NA, where super currently equals 0. Apply that. There's an error. Ugh, why am I always on safe mode? I always forget how to fix it too. I mean, safe mode's good and all, it's helpful, but I usually know what I'm doing. Not always. There we go. Updated. Okay, update. Set super to non-applicable where super equals that. Yep, what I want. Okay, now let's refresh that again. One more time. Yeah, I'm also recently screwed up going from, I believe it was Metal Greymon X to War Greymon X. I had, thought I had taken care of things properly, but sure enough, I got a Platinum Numamon out of the deal, so I am no stranger to that thing. Okay, so... Okay, that's fine. It says turn NA, but I don't care that badly. So we're just going to leave it like that. If I get ambitious later, maybe I'll clean it up a little bit, but that does what we needed to do for right now, so we're going to go ahead and stick with that. Alright, let's move on to the meat of what I'm working on tonight. So we're doing more stuff for the digital monster. So let's switch over from Battle Bracelet to... In fact, I think there's been some improvements since the last time people have seen it. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this old Terrakochi going down in here, we're going to do one more thing before we do this. We're going to make Terrakochi less aggressive. Alright, so we need to go into here, and we're going to... What is this called? This is called the Tour, I believe. No, it's not called the Tour. It's called the... New user. We'll start with the one on the DMX, why don't we? Okay, so right now, whenever someone goes to the website, I do a little check in their local storage, which is just it's not me like checking their file system or anything, it's just the way that browsers work, is they have a section called local storage, If you're familiar with how cookies work, it's basically the exact same idea. It's just a newer standard than that. And so I checked to see if they have this little flag, DMX new user 1. If it's set to 1, then I'm like, okay, great. I don't need to show this thing. But if it's, and let's see, is that how I have it, or is it the other way around? Get item if new user equals 1. Then I show 0. I do what now? Oh, I show a new user. Okay, so no, if it doesn't equal 1, there we go. So if it doesn't equal 1, I set it to that, and then, well, that's interesting. So the DMX one, I have this going differently, don't I? Let's see. Pen. New user. I do. Look at that. DMX is already on easy mode. Wow. That's dumb. Let's fix that across. All right, so let's just open up all these right now so that I can look at all of them. Clearly, I need to redo them all, some of them. Pen Z, Pen 20. No, Pen 20, new user. And then Vital Bracelet. And the others. Personal. What the heck is personal? Battle Bracelet. There we go. Sorry to cause a small hiccup for the Baby 2 change. Was that you? You asked for the Baby 2 change? No, it's a good change. I'm fine with it. Listen, if it doesn't make sense, like, they don't attack on turn 3, right? So it's not accurate. So I'm happy with that. If it was a bad idea, I'd say so. Don't worry. I have a whole column of bad ideas. From good people, no less. Including myself, probably. Yeah, look at that. DMX is the only one I don't have set to that. So, okay, so we normally have that set at what point? So we're looking for the set item. Right here. So that's the end of the tour. So right now we have it set to the end of the tour, which I want to keep it there because that's a good thing. But we're also going to add it to another spot as well. So we currently... How does this start? I think this is split up into 2 separate little sections. Oh, no, it's right up here. Just didn't look up enough. Okay. Looks like this may be your first time using the chart. Care for a tour. Close. And we're going to set this one to later. Let's just see how that looks first. So we're going to set that ID to later. Okay, so 10 is one we're testing. See what that looks like. And I need to go into here, go to application, go to local storage, set by me, and we're going to get rid of the pen new user flag. There we go. So we'll go ahead and leave these both open next to each other. How's that? Okay. So we can see in real time this getting added. So let's go ahead and refresh. Okay, we see close later. So that's how I currently have it, which kind of sucks. If I do say so myself. Normally it appears right there. Why didn't it appear right there anymore? Why are you stacking that way, huh? If I delete that, it stacks properly. If I keep it, it doesn't stack properly. So what's the difference here? Display inline. This one isn't display inline. Is that all really the only thing? It really is. Okay. So I just need to set that to display inline. And then it looks like I may have a little bit of a margin going on there too. Margin, yeah, I have a 10 pixel margin separating that from that. So I should also add a 10 pixel margin to this. Margin 0, 0, 0, 10 pixels. Yeah, that looks better. And what else we got here? And text decoration underline. Do I have a mouse over event on this? I do. I didn't see that. Where do I have that as needing a cursor? I got that set to cursor pointer. Oh no, it's right there. I just don't know how to see. Alright. Cursor, pointer. Okay, so that's what we want it to look like. To give people more choice, because one thing I realize is that despite this being so in your face, that people still ignored Tarakochi and her wise wisdom. So we're just going to allow people to kind of opt out of it if they so choose. Not a big fan of that personally, because I'd like people to actually know all the features of the website, but hey, I'm not gonna... I can only do so much, right? So, style... And we gotta make a new class for later, so let's find, dismiss. We'll put it right here. Those are the classes and everything I want. Pixels, underline, pointer. Good. Save that. Check, check, check. And we'll need to clear the cache on the server end. Okay, so now that's been set up. So right now, how am I deciding what close does? Function tutorial clear. How am I deciding what it does? Oh, no, not close, dismiss. There we go. Dismiss, click, new user, hide. All right, so that's all I'm doing right there. So we're going to add another one of those. This is going to be later. It's going to do the exact same thing as dismiss is doing, but dismiss is now going to do one of these. It's going to set the item, which we're going to steal from over here. Look storage set item. This is the pendulum page, though. Okay, so there we go. So what did we end up doing? So we added that and we added this. Okay, so we added a dismiss. So let's add dismiss to all of these, first and foremost. Not dismiss, we're gonna add... Oh, we need to replace them, don't we? We need to replace the current dismiss with what we just did. We'll also need to change the name, because I have a different name for each page in the guide. So this one needs to be changed to... Oh, it's a digital monster. This one needs to be changed to Pen 20. This one needs to be changed to Pen Z. DM 20. That's Pen, and this is DMX. DMX needs to have this removed. And let's also change the close option to no thanks. Alright, so let's now replace all those. We don't need to do anything specific for them in each one because they should all be identical to one another. Alright, so now, assuming I did everything without screwing it up, we should be able to come in here. First, let me, I haven't logged into my Majigger to just clear the cache yet, so let's do that. Caching, configuration, custom purge, and clear my style sheet, please. Okay. Let's see what we end up with. So, control refresh. Okay, so there we go. So now it says no thanks, later, and start tour. If I choose to start tour, it'll start taking me through it. Ooh, there's something we didn't do. We didn't change the option to get rid of it. I see. Why was it only showing up for one of those? No, it's showing up for that one too. I see. So it will hide it in some cases. So what I need to do here yeah, I need to change that to a class and not an ID. Maybe this should say close. Nah. Yeah, let's just change that. Okay, so currently we have all these hide and shows, and I don't think that that appears anywhere except where I would want to edit it. Turn off regular expression, please. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to change this to a class. And that class is going to be what? Dismiss and later are both... Stop tutorial. I don't know why I changed it there when I need to do this. There we go. Let's do that on all pages. Okay, and then let's change the show as well. Okay, next thing we'll need to actually add a class to these two things here, because otherwise that won't do a darn thing. And let's just replace that whole thing there. I don't need the styles open anymore. Let's close that so I stop having to tab through it. Okay, so this should mean that if I go back to here, and let's go and maximize this, why don't we? Let's refresh. Now the later option should only appear whenever the no thanks option does. Perfect. Okay, that's looking correct. Toggle sprites. Okay, continue. Just making sure that I didn't screw up anything by doing on any of this. Okay, and then that should mean I now have the... Yeah, there you go. You saw it added. The pen new user is set. So let's delete that now. Refresh the page. Also, check it out. My partner is Falcomon. Did you know that? That's what it says in here. Okay, so now it's showing it back up, right? So if we hit later, nothing gets added in here. But if we were to hit no thanks, bam, it gets added, and it will never show up ever again. And it's just gone. The tutorial's gone forever. So that should make it a little bit nicer for some folks. Not that I want it. Again, I don't really want it to be nicer, but what can I say? If it's not actually fixing the problem, why keep it in, right? So the tutorial will still be there. Why doesn't it show up here? Why didn't the tutorial pop up? I don't have Vital Bracelet set as a thing here, so that means I didn't change it here. There you are. Vital Bracelet, Digital Monster. Oh, see, that's why. It's checking for Pen Z. No, we don't want you to check for Pen Z. We want you to check for Battle Bracelet Digital Monster. Let's make sure the rest are correct on that. Pen, DM20, Pen Z, Pen 20. Okay, the rest are all correct on that. Just the Battle Bracelet was. So, fun fact, if you ever went to the Battle Bracelet page and had already been to the Pen Z page, you wouldn't have to see the tutorial. I did not know that. All right, there we go. And then, bam, it gets added. Okay, good. I believe we are set with that now. So let's move that over. Terakachi has been made less aggressive. How sad. Oh, hello, Jordan. Welcome, welcome. We've just nerfed Terakachi's abilities. So we're going to move on to doing some of this. And this is why I just did this. So we'll come back to you. Okay, so we have the charts actually all set to go for this. But as you can see, there's a few graphical things we need to address. So graphical thing one is that, and I don't think I put this in here, I add Tekkamon spray. I add multiple sprites. Let's say add V6 sprites. Add V6 chart. That's been done. Gather requirements. That's actually been done. Adjust requirements on visual chart. Done. Add them to the evolution table. I believe that's been done. Right? If I click on Greymon, yeah. And if I click on one that shows up twice, I get both ends. Yep, I sure do. So that's good. Create links manual and create links manual. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and work on sprites today. So we need to add a few different types of sprites. So one is the egg. We have 2 egg sprites on each of these, as you can see. And the thing with that is that the left one is going to be the Japanese egg. The right one is going to be the English egg. And I already have... Let's see. No, I'm not going to pull that up right now. Hold on. I already have a chart that you may or may not have seen in the Hopeful VPets album that has the Japanese eggs and the English eggs on it. So we're going to grab the sprites from there. And then we also need to grab the sprites for these. We're going to delete the Japanese Digitama over here because there's only English. Which makes me wonder, should the English egg be first or should the Japanese egg be first? Because the Japanese egg being first makes more sense since they're Japanese devices originally, but the English egg would be more consistent with the V6 since there is no Japanese Digitama. But I think I will keep it exactly how I have it, but move the English one right over here. I also need to pick a color for the version 6. Ooh, that'll be fun. Alright, but in the meantime, let's focus on sprites. So we need to get a Tekkamon sprite. Who has a Tekkamon sprite? Wikimon has a Tekkamon sprite. So we're going to go to Wikimon. We're going to go to the Digimon Excel page first, because why not? And we're going to go to the cycle page, because even though it's not a pendulum cycle, they throw it in that page. And who am I to fight them on that? So we're going to open up... Oh, we need to get Katsuki Numamon as well. I think we need the Tekkamon art, even. So let's open up that art page. In fact, I usually get the art from the reference book, so let's open up the reference book. There's the sprite, and... Because we do have a sprite for Katsuki Numamon, but it's not this one. Heavens no, it's not this one. I debated about even including the V6 on here because what's the point? No one has one. But hey, for thoroughness, right? Okay, so there we have those. Let's pull up this side by side. And we're looking for images. We're looking for dot. And first thing I need to do is I actually need to go into the Pendulum 20th section, and we need to add the missing V6 sprites that already get out of here. Chart, I don't need to look at you anymore. We need to add the other missing stuff here. So we need sort this by name. We need Bubmon. Bub. This would be easier to do with 3 windows, actually, so let's do that. Put these into the digital monster folder there. There we go. Okay, so Bub. We need Tento. We need Mochi. Come on. There we go. the Google Drive backing up thing definitely slows this whole stuff down, which is annoying, but the benefits are worth it. Having constant backups of all my crap. Alright, we need Porta. We need Star. And we need Gecko. Oh, we need a few more than that too. I was about to say, I said that as if I was done. I'm not. We also need to get the perfects. We need Atler. We need Tono-sama. Okay, so that actually should be those. So then we have need for Photoshop. So let's go ahead and load up Photoshop, shall we? So this is, in fact, we probably don't actually need Photoshop for these sprites because Wikimon and I use the same format Wikimon does, because that way when I submit sprites, they're correct, and when I take sprites, they're correct. So it's a nice give and take relationship that we have going on here. But I will need Wikimon, or I will need Photoshop for something else. So, all right, so Tekkamon is in. Come on, you gonna go or what? Oh, you're just gonna crash? Goodness me, shouldn't be that hard to copy into a folder. It really did not like what I did there. Holy cow! What is happening? You work with me here? Okay, I'm gonna give you a second. We're just gonna give you a second there. So, Photoshop, where did you go? You're still loading. Windows Explorer is just like, no, I'm done for the day. You do this yourself. There you go. It's catching up. It's getting there. It's there. Okay. So we need you and we need you. We'll need to rename both of these so they match my naming scheme. Tuki Nume. And come on, it's just a rename. It's not that hard. I tell you, sometimes I feel like I should just turn off the Google Drive integration, like while I'm working, and then turn it back on when I'm done. It feels like it would definitely be a little bit smoother if I did that. There you are. Okay, let's get those all uploaded. We'll use FileZilla for that. And let's see, if I sort this by... sorting my date might not help too much. It gets me those two at least. Okay. Logging in to FileZilla. Why can't we? No, it doesn't give me the other ones, darn. That's fine. Okay, so Digimon, we're looking for digital monster. No, we're looking for images, first of all. Images. Dot. Digital monster. Okay, so you two up first. Get out of here. Tekka already exists? What? I already did this? No, I didn't, you liar. It's not there. What? Tekkamon, are you holding out on me? dmtekka.gif. Oh my gosh, it is already there. When did I do that? When did I do that? Overrated, I guess, anyway. Okay, hold up here. Refresh this. No, it's not there. You lied to me. That's Gekkomon. Kartsuki's down here. It's right there. Why didn't it show up here? What is going on here? Tentomon's there. Oh my gosh, did these just automatically upload somehow? Wow, that's cool. I think VS Code's playing a few tricks on me, but why aren't they loading here? Oh, because that's still referencing the DM20. I see. So, when did I upload these? Yeah, it says Gecko uploaded just today. So I guess VS Code actually managed to upload that automatically. Normally it kind of sucks at doing that. I wonder if that plugin's had an update. So I do need to change the card that I'm using for this. So let's open up card DM. Machine is being finicky than a cat. That's how it goes. All right, so on here. Can you get out of the way? I can't see. Yeah, there you are. Get that out of there. Get that 20 out of there. Now if you refresh, then it still looks like that. Open image new tab. You're still showing the DM20. Switch dot DM. Let's make sure it's actually referencing card where I need it to be doing so. So chart. Let's look at version 6. And it's not, so we need to fix all that. So version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, version 5, and version 6. Any spot where you see DM20, replace it with DM. Okay. And is that the final missing piece? That sure is. Okay, great. There we have it. We've got a working V6 chart. How about that? Beautiful. All right. Except what was that? Patamon, what happened to you? What happened to Patamon? What happened? Did I not copy Patamon sprite over? Is that what happened? Yeah, sure enough, Patamon's not in here. What? How? How's Patamon not in here? What happened? Working on it, Pata. No, it's not in here either. Is it working on the DM20 page then? Yeah, Patamon's right there. How are you right there? What are you being called from? Oh, because I don't have it on my local, but I do have it on there, so that's weird. Patamon in here? Yeah, there's Patamon there. You know what? I probably accidentally moved it instead of copying it when I was working on the Pendulum Z. That would explain it. I don't know if that's actually what happened or not. Now I wonder, VS Code, are you going to automatically upload this too? Oh my gosh, look at that. I didn't even have to think about it and it did it. How are you doing that? That's amazing. Why haven't you been doing that this whole time? Alright, so now we go back to over here, refresh the page. Patamon showing up now, and then we just need the Tekkamon artwork here. Copy that image. I don't need to do the normal batch processing. I also don't need to open that. Get out of there. Nope. From clipboard. Where's clipboard? Why is clipboard not an option? There you go. All right, paste that on in. We will run our action for compressing images. Art compression, play, and then we will go to our images, art, and that would be under temp. Nope, not tempo. There's temp. There it is. Nice and compressed. cut that, paste it. VS Code took care of the hard part for me. Refresh the page once more. That's the DM20. Refresh this page once more. Drop down to V6, and Tekkamon has artwork. Heck yeah. I'm glad I waited to do this because now it has official artwork, meaning it's like not a filthy recolor anymore. It's an ascended recolor. Good for it. Alright. Welcome, Chunki. Glad to have you here. And alright, so now we've done that. We'll do the easy thing next. We gotta pick a color for V6. So we have yellow, blue, green, red, violet. So what color do I want to make you? V6. A pink would be appropriate because the device does come in pink, but the other ones aren't colored by the device. So I'm thinking more like teal would be nice and distinct. So let's see how that looks. Alright, so chart class equals teal. Wait, is it chart teal? I believe it is. Is that how it works? That's not going to change the thing up there. This is going to change down here if I did it right, which I didn't. What's my style for that? Teal. Chart teal. No, that is what it is. Chart teal. So I must have just put it in the wrong spot. But did I? Last equals chart teal. I mean, that looks like the right spot to me. Just make sure it's actually in there. Did I just do two classes? Is that, did I just? Yes, I did. What's wrong with me? All right, chart teal. And let's open up Angoramon because I'm pretty sure class equals chart. No, that's not where I put it. Where do I put it then? It goes up here on the anchor. Oh, okay. Well, that would explain it then. Okay, so now we refresh that. Hey, there we go. Now it's teal. Okay. So let's update the selector as well. Do I want to go with the teal though? What are my options? Chart green. We're already using blue. We're using violet. Ooh, cyan. Maybe I should go with cyan instead of teal. Let's see what that looks like. In fact, let's probably be looking at the top thing instead of this, but let's just see. Yeah, I immediately like that better. Okay, we're gonna stick with cyan. Alright, so let's open up the DM index. And we're going to put this as class. Is it jumper cyan? Is that what I'm using for that? Yeah, jumper cyan. I recently streamlined the way I do colors, and I just haven't fully internalized it yet. Yeah, that looks perfect. Okay, I like the way that looks up there. Beautiful. Brandon, you're welcome. I am glad you like it. Wonder why Bandai never recruit a passionate programmer like you for the game development. Hey, I'd be into it. Bandai, hit me up. Especially if I can make V-Pets for you guys. I'd love to do that. That'd be a fun time. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and in the version 6 we will just take this image, replace this image so that we only have one, and then we will add a little E to the end of each of these. This way we'll be able to have the English eggs added onto the site. There we go. Okay, so I should have a Photoshop file for the thing that I did when I made the eggs. Version template? What is this? No, not you. Get out of here. Where would I put that? Does anyone know where I would have put that? There's my Rainbow Bright and the Star Sealer PSD, so that's good at least. Use Ramble Thumb, Rex. Eggs.psd, that sounds right. Hey, there it is. Okay, great. So, some of these are already eggs that I don't need to re-rip. So, for these English eggs. So some of these definitely already exist. So if I open up the dots and we go to the DM20. Dot. In fact, let's not do this full screen on both. We just need half screen on both. And we go down to Digitama. Oh, I didn't actually go into DM20 yet. DM20. Digital Monster. Possible to make a video on how you start this journey to create this guide. It'd be interesting to know the programming language you use and struggles you encountered. It could be a fun subject for a video. I don't know. Wonder how much I don't know if I have a whole lot documented is the only problem. So most of it's just me trying to remember crap. But that could be a fun one. Okay, so Meiku, Luna, Corona, Yamato. Yamato is indeed the version 2 egg. Oh, I already have it in here. Great. Digitama. So I don't even need that open. You get out of here, you. Just change it over here. So Digitama underscore 2E. There we are. The Taichi egg is similar. I don't know where that one comes from. Hack is the version 4. See, this is one of the really interesting things, I should say, is that while Bandai doesn't normally reference products that were created by other Bandais, so in this case Bandai Asia or the Bandai US stuff that also gets released, they don't actually call any attention to it whatsoever or recognize it as being their products. But this is one of the only exceptions I've ever seen, is that these eggs that were originally used for the English devices got reused for the Digital Monster version 20th as various eggs. So just a neat little thing. So 4E is that one. And I don't think the other ones have a parallel. Oh no, version 3 does. Of course version 3 does. That's the Zubamon egg. Where's Zuba? Where is it? Where's the Zubamon egg? Where's this by name? There you are. Version... No, not version. It says 3E. Okay, so then I just need to do these eggs right here. They should be pretty much... In fact, if I just do this, right? Yeah, perfect. Convert that to smart object. Get into here. Save this as a GIF, 2 colors at 36 by 36. That's what I do it at. Nearest neighbor, please. Do not screw that up. Okay. Quick access. We ought to go to one up from that dot page, and we want Digital Monster, and this is version 1. So Digitama underscore 1E. If you are interested in how I did start the guide and all that, I can share a little bit of it, which is basically that it goes back to when the Digivice version 15th actually was first announced. I was incredibly excited about that. I was like, holy cow, they're actually doing new Digimon stuff in this day and age, because it had been literally years since a new Digimon Electronic came out. The last one had been the last major one had been the Cross Loader and the Cross Mini, and those obviously weren't super popular for reasons that should also be obvious. But I also didn't collect those. I didn't care about them. And Digivices in general, I was not super into. But the Digivice 15th, it's like, it's adventure. I love adventure, obviously. Every Digimon fan does, because we're basic that way. And so I got it. And that was about a year into my marriage. So it was at that point that I really started, like, revealing who I was to my wife. She knew I was a big Digimon nerd before that. Like, she had seen my virtual pets. She knew I found that stuff super fascinating. She raised one with me even once. They're not her thing, but she did at least humor me when we were dating and raised one of them with me, which was a ton of fun. But yeah, so the Digivice version 15th came out, and that, like, really got me back into loving Digimon Electronics again, because I'm like, holy cow, it's I haven't seen one of these in so long. It's so freaking good to see one. Also, speaking of things I haven't seen in so long, holy cow, ladies and gentlemen, in our midst, we have the one and only School Roy. Holy crap. What are you doing here? I haven't seen you in, like, well, actually, that's not true. I see you on Twitter, like, all the freaking time, but I haven't talked to you in a long time, so freaking good to see you, man. I hope life's going well. You still doing some MLG over there? Or are you on to bigger and better things? Let's see, this is version 5e. Yeah. Not that, you know, I don't know, MLG is pretty big and better already, so if you're on to other things, I'm interested to know what. Of course, you don't have to talk about it here. Schoolroy used to follow me back when I did live streaming for a website called Gamnesia, which doesn't exist anymore. They still have the brand name out there for Facebook purposes, but you may know them better as Nintendo enthusiasts. Me and a few friends did streaming on there, and it was a good time, but eventually lives got busy. I got busy with the YouTube stuff, and I'm like, oh, I can't do this anymore. So little did I know that it wasn't the YouTube stuff that made me super busy. It was the Digimon stuff that would make me very busy, and so that's what I devote all my time to. Not all my time, but the free time that I would formerly use for streaming on Gamnesia is now used for this crap. So that's fun. Just working now. Well, sweet. I hope you have an enjoyable job. I hope you are happy with where you're at in life. Cause yeah, he was one of our regular Schoolroy. Was always ready to, like, kick our butts in Smash. It was a blast. We need to play Smash again sometime. Next time that Ombre and Tess and Loisia and I do something together, we gotta have you pop in too. Yeah, most recent thing I think we did game-wise was we all got together for Tess's birthday and played some Among Us, because why not? Those are good times. I love streaming with those guys. We'll name that 6. There we go. Okay, so now we have all the Digitama, and if I'm lucky, then they've already been uploaded. Hey, that one's uploading right now. It's uploading the temp file. Oh boy, that might have made it stuck. And yes, we all have indeed been well. I think you already knew I hit up Sweden for Ombre and Aloysia's wedding. That was a blast. That was a few years ago too at this point. So you totally should already know that. But I can't keep track of what things I've said when. Anyway, that's reminiscing on a different thing. So back to the Digimon stuff that Brandon was asking about. So did this go over? No, this hasn't. Oh, I haven't even saved it yet. Because looks like this got stuck. Yeah, this got stuck. Darn it. I was speaking your praises so highly of VS Code, and then now you go and do this to me. You were doing so good. And you just went and ruined it. Version 5.php. Let's just try uploading that file again. See if it fit into gear. Nope. Alright, close and reopen. So yeah, so Digivice 15th kind of rekindled my Digimon love and helped me pay attention a little bit to what was going on, especially with Tri happening. And so eventually, of course, the Digital Monster version 20th was formally announced, and I was all over that. I was absolutely stoked when that got announced. I'm like, holy cow, that's my jam. That's the thing that I love in Digimon. I want to go to there. And so sure enough, I ended up ordering it. Oh, hello, Goku. How are you? Loving it, raised it and everything. The Wave 2 got announced. I'm like, oh, that's fine. I don't need that. But if you know me and you know my stories in the brief history of Digimon Virtual Pets, you'll know that my biggest love back then in regards to Digimon Pets. Why does that egg look so different from that egg? Like, look at it's flat on the top, whatever. Then you'll know that the pendulum was what I was really obsessed with. And so when they revealed the Digimon Pendulum version 20th, after the Digital Monster version 20th came out, I'm like, holy cow, this is amazing and I need to get this. And then right when it released, I'm like, you know what would be fun? What if I gathered data for this thing? Because this dude, Link Wrighton, I believe was his name, with the Will, he went in and Digitama 6. He went in with the Digital Monster version 20th and congregated a really nice, handy spreadsheet, an online spreadsheet, to help everyone keep track of how evolutions worked and how a bunch of mechanics worked. And I'm like, you know what? That needs to be done for the Pendulum version 20th too. So as soon as it released, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. So I've got all the old requirements off the original Pendulum, and I'm like, hey, okay, so let's start with this. Let's start from here. And I lay them all out, and I shared that on with the Will. And I'm like, hey, I'm trying to make this thing. Does anyone want to help? And of course, Blade Saber, who you may know in the community, she was already wanting to gather data herself. So her and I did a lot of the key work on that, and a bunch of people in that thread on with Will also helped out a whole bunch and supplied their data on what they were evolving into, so we could just check every single thing that there could be. Why didn't this load? Load that image. It's uploaded, isn't it? The heck is that? Why is it blank? The heck? That one's loading. It's just this one that's not loading. Go back to here. Not there. 5E. Upload this again. So then, so yeah, anyway, so I go on, and why is it still not loading? I must have spelled it wrong. Underscore 5E. Underscore 5E. Did you tell me underscore 5E? Okay, we gotta clear the cache on that one. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, we got the spreadsheet going. That's also when I joined the Digimon Discord community, the DDC, and like my first post there was just like, hey, who wants to help me do this thing? And back then, no one in the Digimon community had any freaking idea who I was. Why would they? I wasn't involved. I was not involved in the Digimon community at all. But seeing the Pendulum being released and that rekindling like my love from way back then, because I was just obsessed with the Pendulum as a kid. Especially with it being so hard to obtain in America. It was just always this like mysterious thing. This is like, it was Digimon for me. It's like all these, why is this still not loading? Oh, there we go. All these different facets of Digimon. You know, some people associated really highly with Digimon World 1, some associated highly with Adventure, but for me it was the Pendulum. Pendulum was like, that's it. That was my defining thing in Digimon. So I was obsessed with getting the Pen 20 up there. That's why I wanted to do all that work. And so for the first month, I actually didn't even have the Pen 20. It was just operating on what other people were doing. And then I got it and like bam, went through and started doing everything I could to test that thing. And so yeah, my spreadsheet became what people used to look at for all the details. And then eventually, a few months down the road in December, I'm like, I'm sick of this. I'm not sick of, oh, hey, you sleep early, don't you? All right, good night, Megatron. So yeah, in December, I think it was December at least, it was sometime around then, I was just like, I'm sick of this spreadsheet. It looks disgusting. And if you've never seen this spreadsheet, you should. This would be the, let me open it up and over here. Because I spent a lot of time working on that thing and collecting data, and it was a nice way to get people to actually be able to submit data into the spreadsheet directly without having to actually be able to edit it, because you can just put a comment in there saying, hey, I got this from following this result. So here it is right here. Last updated on March 18th, 2020. Why though? All right, so here it goes. So this is a spreadsheet. As you can see, the manual used to be like right here on the front page of this thing. Like you'd come here. I don't even think this is a day one thing either. It's like, it's eventually I'm like, oh, people need more details. And so I added this information. I even kept a little log of updating it. You can see here in June is when I first stuck it out. I didn't update this super well. And you can see here, good changes coming soon, good big changes. This is the last time I meaningfully updated the spreadsheet because that was alluding to the release of the site. But either way, so this is what it looked like, right? You'd go to your page, I'd have information about battle requirements right over here, and it would just spread out, and you'd see each Digimon's specific evolution requirements. You'd see which ones were joggers only, what the results were for all the different combinations, and yeah, this defined a lot of the way that I looked at the website itself, and how I would move forward with that. And then I had one page with all the special eggs at one page, and yeah, so there's a whole bunch, a whole thing about joggersing for adults perfect, just showing you every single freaking outcome there was. Look at all these colors I had on this thing. I had the special joggerses on here, I had the password copymon on here so that everyone can get them. I had the complete Digimon list. Look at that, holy cow, look at this. This was insane. Look how freaking thorough this was for a stupid freaking spreadsheet. What was wrong with me? I'm so glad. Then this is exactly the problem, right? Is I went through all this trouble of doing so much work of just manually placing things around, and I'm like, this isn't right. This isn't what I need to be doing with this, because this is, first of all, not a super appealing way to look at this. There's better ways to lay out this type of information, and there's better ways to store this type of information. And well, no one else was complaining about it. I was. And I'm like, okay, so I need to do something about this. I need to make it easier on myself and on everybody else, and just do something. Oh, look, you can even see my results right here. This is me collecting all the actual freaking data. 178 tests before we found out about fast forward. that was something else. And then I even made myself a little checklist to see, all right, and I actually did legitimately, again, before we found out about debug modes, silver black, silver blue, 100% completion on both. Got every single Digimon on them. It was a fun time. So either way, so by the time December rolled around, this was just a few months later, and I'm like, this sucks. Got to do something better. So that's when I started planning the website. And I don't know if I had a specific vision in mind other than that I wanted to have charts, and I wanted to have lines connecting to the charts. And that was the biggest thing, is that how do I make all these lines connect together without having to manually input heights and all this, because most other growth charts you see out there are all just straight up images, but images aren't as web friendly as any of this. So this way, like, it's much easier for a browser to render what you're looking at here than if this was just all one big image. Additionally, it gave me more ability to actually work with things in here, because then I can click on the Digimon and add more information to them. And so yeah, sat down, worked really hard on it. It's like stayed up all night some of the nights just because I'm like, oh, I got an idea. And when I have an idea, I don't do well with going to bed. So I just stayed up all night and like, how do I implement this idea? I go through it, and then bam. By the time February rolled around, it was ready enough to show off and send it out in a tweet to the world, and bam, that was it. That was the birth of the guide, and everyone loved it. This was about a month before the Digital Monster X came out, so everyone's like, are you going to do this Digital Monster X too? And I'm like, heck yeah. So I did, and then I did it for the Digital Monster version 20th, and decided this is just what I would do for every modern pet. And then now, as you can see, a couple of classic pets too. So it was a fun journey to go on. And yeah, like, again, I was absolutely unknown in the world of Digimon before then, and turns out if you fill a void that people want, then people will flock to it. And that's why we have a nice big Digitama hatchery community now, where there's so many virtual pet fans meet together and talk, and I love it. All from just a bunch of people wanting to help other people, like Blade Saber and freaking Blue and all the other people who got involved with keeping the community together. So it's a ton of fun. Trooper, you're very welcome. Rage, you're very welcome. I'm glad you both like it. And hopefully that was hopefully I didn't ramble on too much there in that. So as for this chart though, let's go back and talk about what we're doing right here. So we are basically done with the chart portion of this. So the next thing I need to do, and I don't think I have that listed here, and I don't, we need to do the FAQ. And we need to do the legend. Because we cannot deploy this without having an FAQ and a legend, because people are going to be asking questions. We need to make sure that we have those questions answered ahead of time. So let's take a look at those pages. So we're going to go to Digital Monster FAQ. And we're going to go to Digital Monster Legend. Let's close these other tabs out because I don't need them anymore because the bulk of the work there is done. So FAQ. So what counts as a care mistake? So this is all going to be a little bit different from what I have written here right now. And we should probably look at the pendulum FAQ. Some of these things are going to be similar to that. Okay, so what counts as a care mistake? So care mistake occurs anytime the call light goes out without the Digimon's need being taken care of. That's still true. Your Digimon will call out when its hunger or strength hearts are empty, or when it's time for it to go to bed. You have, I believe it's 20 minutes. And let's verify with the good people at Nahoko for that one. And do not worry, I will be giving the due credit to Nahoko for them allowing us to have this information. These people are fantastic. I mean, holy cow. They're gonna speak enough about how great these people are. Okay. It takes 10 minutes to hatch, holy cow. Age, current age, every 24 hours, start raising Digimon and get 1-year-old. Shoot the clock, you will get old. Body weight, stomach, muscle, food, training, battle, boop, turn off, call in. Okay. So it's not irregular. Okay, regular, irregular care. Hunger call. Yeah, it's 20 minutes. And then for sleep, it's 60 minutes. Holy crap. So that's insane. So let's go ahead and update that. So you have 20 minutes to refill hearts or put your Digimon. Oh, that's right. It's not 30 minutes on the DM20 to refill hearts, or 60 minutes. Put a Digimon to bed before the call light goes out and you get a care mistake. Hunger and strength empty at the same time. Each will count as its own care mistake. Now that's that might not be true for this one. Let's you have 10 minutes to refill, 30 minutes to put to bed. You get a care mistake. You will also receive a care mistake if you cause sleep disturbance. Yeah. If the hunger empties simultaneously, each will count as its own, even if the call light goes to sleep. So that was true in the pendulum. Nahoko, do you say anything about that? Corresponding cultivation penalty being counted as training mistakes. Hunger, Digimon. The things such as grab one above one time each time you turn it, one training mistake. Oh, gosh. This is where it's not great to not know Japanese. So let's take this and see if we can screw with the translation a little bit before we get the actual meaning. Each time you do something like the above, one training mistake will be counted. Even poops and injuries is not okay. So that doesn't say anything about simultaneous heart droppage. Should be noted that you do not take care of good of the call after leaving it. It will not be counted as a training mistake. You can't just leave it. What? That doesn't make sense either. We might also corroborate with File Island a little bit on this, just to be safe. If you do not take good care of the call after leaving it, will not be counted as training mistakes. You can't just leave it alone. The flip does that mean? Yeah, that's not helpful. Okay. If you do not take good care of the call. Yeah. Alright, I don't know what that means. I might get a Japanese speaker's friend's help to figure out what the heck that is going on about. So 20 minutes to respond. Your Digimon will do this when the hearts runs out. Also, this in time to turn on the lights. Okay, so no good information there. Just go to the same page. Evolution guide. Food and strength. Turn it out. Call icons. If you don't get 20 minutes, it's a care mistake. Same goes for strength. However, both runs out. This only counts as one care mistake. And if you leave the Digimon for skip for a few times. I would like to test that. However, testing stuff on this device takes freaking forever. As, yeah, they don't evolve quick, that is for sure. The 4 files, no effect at all. Larger quantities unknown. Leaving the lights on for 20 minutes in advance. See, because that's contradictory to what they said on Nahoko. It says 60 minutes on Nahoko, and I'm generally inclined to believe Nahoko more than File Island. But you know what? I'm just not going to say anything about that. We'll see. We'll see what I might test it later. But for now, you know, calling for the scenes for both. But instead counts as a sleep disturbance. Also, did I not really not say sicknesses? Poop. Injuries are not parasites. Now you capitalize that, and that, and that, because those are actual referring to proper nouns on the device. Not that. Let's refill. If hunger is trying to. This may only count as one care mistake, but more testing is needed to be sure. Okay. Alright. Now, Blade Saber doesn't like when I use the word effort to describe the hidden stat on the Digital Monster series, and she's correct. It doesn't really apply the same way effort applies on other devices. It's just I don't know what else to call it. So, because it's drug usage. it's how many proteins they've had. So, how do I get effort hearts? That's not a thing on this. How do I raise? How do I improve? There we go. How do I improve battle performance? Although that's not a evolution thing either, so that shouldn't be in here, period. Yeah, get that out of here. Okay, how long will it take my Digimon to evolve? What did I say for the... What did Flirp say, rather? Okay, so Flirp did a range on these. So we'll go with that. So, speaking of which, we've also got to add all this freaking times for all these Digimon. Oh my goodness. There's a lot more work here left than I thought. Thought I was getting close. I am getting close. I am in fact getting close, but there's still a few more things that need to happen. There's what I'm looking for. And lifespans and sleep times. There it is. Okay, so let's half size this so that we can have Nahoko open in the right screen. Okay, so for babies, it should be 1 hour for all of them. Let's make sure that checks out. One hour from baby 1 to baby 2. Yeah, 1 hour for all of them. Okay. And then for baby 2, so we see 20 hours. For Pagumon. For Tanemon, we have 28. Wow, they just kept getting lower, didn't they? So 28 is the current highest. 36. 36. So it got progressively lower. The 2 and 3 kept the same, but Koromon started off with a regular 44. Good gravy. 44 hours. Okay. And then for child, 76 hours. I think that's actually pretty normal for them. Let's see. Betamon, you have what? 76. 76. 76, yeah, it might be all children are 36. Or 76, I mean. 70. Oh, wait a minute. Palmon is 68. And then 76 and 68. Okay. So that's easy enough. All right, and then for adults, there is no perfect ultimates. This is the last one. 116, 76, 108. Some of these guys evolved so fast. Whoa, 44. Holy cow. Speaking of so fast. Trashmons. 44, 116 is the range we're looking at. That holds up there. Get that out of my way. 44 to 116. 44. To 116, and then 44 to 124. A little bit longer for Greymon. Okay. Easy peasy. Once you get 20 care mistakes or injuries, your Digimon is guaranteed to evolve into an adult. Fulfill the specific requirement. It is highly likely to reach that stage, but still has a chance to fail evolution. Turn to one split and sleeping. That's not true. And that doesn't matter. Be specific. Evolution. How did we phrase it on the pendulum? Okay, like this. Those two different allies? Really? Let's copy that out. Okay. Good. What carries after evolution? Battle stats are the only thing that carry over, even though battle stats carry over, they're not counted. Okay, so let's change this up. Either battle stats carry over. Battles done as a child and battles done as an adult are counted separately towards evolution into perfect. Here are 6 and injuries. Both reset upon evolution. Okay. Let's get that out. But if 15 battles as a child, I have to do 15 more as an adult to evolve to perfect. So the answer for that is, well, it is possible to evolve into perfect by only battling as a child. The chances for evolution can double by battling as an adult, by battling at both stages, by battling 15 times at both stages. Because battles count for evolution does not matter because there is only one type of that. This also does not matter. Although that is, do failed trainings count towards evolution? In fact, do we have that on the pendulum one? We have it on the manual at least, but I think it should be here too. think it's here. Failed trainings count towards evolution. Yes. You do not need to have a successful training to count for evolution. Part of the website I'm working on. I'm working on the digital monster page, so one that doesn't really exist yet, but will exist soon. This page right here. Currently, we're on the FAQ, which is not right at the moment because I haven't written it yet, and I'm currently writing it. All right, so do field training. So that's the pendulum. Going back. Yes, as it feels. So in this case, it's different depending on which version you use, and Hoko, I believe, does mention that. Assigned number of training sessions. Successfully train and recover your muscle strength to be counted as one training. However, only version. What? What does that say? Okay, I see. Failed or canceled training will only count for evolution on the version 1. All other versions require the training to be successful in order for it to count for evolution. Okay. Is there a chance? This one's kind of already covered by this up here. Still planning on the meetups one day? Yes, absolutely. The goal was January. I'm just worried about whether or not that's a safe and responsible thing to do with the current state of things in the United States. So I very much would like to do it then, especially because the further on in the year it gets, the hotter it gets in Florida. And you don't want everyone coming down here in the searing heat. Like January, February is the ideal time for it. And I can't plan as good an event if it's not in my backyard, basically. Orlando's not exactly my backyard. It's 2.5 hours away, but still, be something I can actually do a lot more with if it's close by. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of this one because that one's already covered. How do I get the version exclusive egg? Does not be a thing on this. How do I get a traded egg? As long as Digimon exceeds its normal lifespan. Excuse me. If it dies, it will leave behind a traded egg. This will increase chances of evolution for the next Digimon that hatches. Okay, that is the traded egg there. No, where am I going? I wanted to look at... Why is Xbox open? Get out of here, Xbox. We don't need you right now. Okay, and then what will cause my Digimon to die? Getting sick and getting camera mistake 5 times more. Digimon has been exceeded its normal Lifespan. Let's say natural, because that's the verbiage we used on the other page. Thought you weren't going to add any section to the older pets. Glad to see you're adding the original devices. So no, the idea was no, I would not be. I wanted to stick with just moderns, but Flirp decided that he wanted to add a page for the pendulums, and so I'm like, sure, that's great. As long as I don't have to lift a finger, go for it. And so he did. He went through and he set up the database and all the visual elements and everything that's on the pendulum pages. He went through and himself. I maybe put in like 2% of work compared to what he did on that. And so since I didn't have to do anything, I'm like, sure, because I have other things I gotta focus on. But having the pendulum without having the digital monster is just kind of like, I don't know, that's not right. So wanted to add the digital monster as well, and that's the last of the old pets that I plan on adding. I don't plan on adding any others whatsoever, at least not now, because, you know, when I say not now, I mean like not in at least like the next 2 years, basically. It would be fun to add them in for sure. There's just a lot of stuff I want to improve with the way the guides work with what I currently have. So once I can get those improvements in, then yes, I would absolutely consider doing more, but as of right now, no, that's not on the table. Where did I put this? Yeah, there it is, natural. I don't know if those things count. Do we have those on here? Raining sticker injured. Yeah, we'll at least say those. We'll leave them. We'll leave them because it might kill you. Whatever can prevent you from doing so. And then get rid of these. What the heck is this connected to? No. Okay, that should be the FAQ page. You're lucky I've got to deal with the summers pushing almost on 13 and 120. Ugh, that sucks. That really does suck. Everyone's like, talks about Florida. They're like, oh, it's a dry heat, so it's fine. I mean, no, everyone talks about not Florida. They talk about Florida because it's humid and it's disgusting. You talk about like Nevada, and they're like, it's a dry heat, so it's fine. No, I've lived in Nevada too. Nevada, it's hot. It sucks. It's way too hot. What did happen here? I line braked at the wrong spot. Silly line break there too. So yeah, no, it's just hot everywhere. But in January and February, Florida is one of the nicest places around. 2 months out of the year. But I'm actually cool with the heat in general. It's a small price to pay for getting to see reptiles all year round. Okay, so that FAQ looks pretty good to me. Good enough to start at least. Chances are I'll need to update it as it goes on, but we'll see. There we go. Making up for lost time on drinking. Holy cow. Okay, FAQ, we are calling that good. So next up comes the legend. So what do we currently have in here? We have care mistakes, check. We have training, check. We have overfeed. And then we need to get rid of Jogris and Battle 100 and replace those with the just sleep disturbances. Okay, so get that out of here. Move this. Let's go with yeah, I want this right here. Disturb. And what's one of the disturbances I should use? We'll go with 0 to 4. Sleep disturbance. Okay, how many care mistakes required? The full number of skulls indicates. Also work. When child, 4 more care mistakes indicate it's working for evolution. More than 4 care mistakes. That's if 4 care mistakes are indicated as working for evolution. More than 4 care mistakes will also work for evolving into ultimate. Okay. The training sessions required to evolve. In the example to the left, you must train between 5 and 15 times if you fill. You can use, there are no effort hearts. Okay. Did I say anything about that? And I say I. Did Flip say anything about that in the patent legend? Okay. He worded it the way Flip would word it. It doesn't really change. Digimon only has 4 hunger hearts, would eat more than 4 times. If Digimon does not have 4 hunger hearts, keep feeding it meat until it refuses to eat anymore. That counts as 1 overfeed. In order to overfeed again, you must wait until it loses at least 1 hunger heart, which isn't necessarily true on the Digital Monster version 20th, but I'll keep that anywhere to keep people safe. Keep in mind that overfeeding only matters if your child Digimon has 3 or more care mistakes. If it has 2 or fewer, overfeeding is not considered. It does not matter whether you overfeed before or after getting 3 care mistakes. And that should be changed to 4 or more, because they require quite a few. Any reason why the version 6 was only released in Australia? Yeah, because by the time the version 6 was released, Bandai was already on to the, I want to say they were already at the, let's see, that was 2002? Yeah, they were already on the progress by that point. So you may notice the version 6 looks almost identical to the roster for the Nature Spirits pendulum. So Japan already had the Nature Spirits device. There'd be no reason for them to have the version 6 because it's or they already had the pendulum. So they were good there, but these devices, the version 6 came out later in Bandai, or maybe not that later. The cycle was 2002, but the version 6 might have been only like 1999 or so. Either way, they were done with the Digital Monster series one way or the other. They were already on the pendulum at the very least. So since they were already releasing pendulums, there was no need to release another Digital Monster version. But Bandai Asia wasn't releasing pendulums and never did. Well, that's not true either. They did, but not in Australia. Guess what? Digimon in the international scene is really confusing sometimes. Like it's hard to keep track of because Korea did get versions of the pendulum, whereas the cycle was released in other regions, and then America obviously got nothing. And yeah, there's all sorts of weird little idiosyncrasies there. But yeah, so that's the main reason though, is that they didn't need it because they already had the Nature Spirits device. All right, back to the legend. Okay, so overfeeding. All right, so that's all good, well and good there. Great. Sleep disturbance. All right, so sleep disturbances I don't have any verbiage for, so I actually got to write something new. A sleep. All right. How many times you have awoken your Digimon after it falls asleep? You can wake a sleeping Digimon by attempting to feed or... I'm not going to test it right now. Train it. We'll check with Nahoko and see what they say. It's going to see what would happen if I tried to train my little guy over here. Food. Feed, train, or battle with it. Okay, cool. And then same thing as overfeeding. Even that sleep disturbances only matter if child Digimon has 4 or more care mistakes. 2 or fewer care mistakes, 3 or fewer. But 3 or fewer care mistakes. Sleep disturbances are not considered. Does not matter whether you disturb sleep before or after getting 4 care mistakes. Okay. Good. Other conditions not met. If you raise the requirements, follow this. For example, if you have a Betamon and you get 4 care mistakes, but you train, well, that's not going to be right for Betamon anymore. Let's see. Betamon, what do you need? So 4 plus 4 plus 8 to 31, 16. 16 would fall in that. So that would be well, I have it all written out here. How about that? So we train, let's say we train 7 times. But you train 7 times. Oopsie. You get Digimon. You don't get Digimon or Meramon since they require 2 or fewer care mistakes, and you don't get Air since they require 8 to 31, right? 8 to 31? 8 to 31. Man, that's so stupid. I'm not gonna lie, the requirements for evolution in the original Digital Monster were not the best. Okay, fulfilling battles. That's gonna be a fun one to write out. You're gonna show the sprites for the eggs using different regions. Yep, sure am. I see you saw that. Yes, little one? What's going on? How can I help you? You don't know? Off with you then. Okay, so I'm gonna just rewrite this whole freaking thing. At a minimum, you must battle at least 15 times during your as a child or adult. Actually, that's a good question. So if I battle 7 times as a child and 8 times as an adult, will it still count for evolution? Man, that's an impossible thing to test, so I'm just gonna play it like that won't work. Okay, at a minimum you must battle at least 15 and win at least what is it? 4? Calculator. 4 divided by 15. That's 26. Nope. 6 divided by 15. That's the one. And win at least 6 of your most recent 15 battles at that stage to qualify for evolution into perfect. The highest chances of evolution battle 15 times, battle at least 15 times at both stages and win 12 out of your 15 most recent battles at both stages. This does not guarantee evolution into perfect, but it makes it very likely. Are you sure it only looks at the most recent battles? Yes, I am. I am sure about that, at least. It does not care about anything beyond the 15. Nohoko includes a example on their website. Let's scroll down here. So this is actually super interesting right here. So they include this example. On the other hand, Digimon that lost... No, this one. Digimon that won the first 1 to 75 battles, but lost to 76 to 100 battles, have an evolution probability of 0, even if the winning percentage is displayed as 75%. Likewise, the other way around, if it's you win the last 25, you have at least a 50% probability. So, yeah, that's it's misleading, and it's always been misleading, annoyingly enough. But yeah, only the most recent 15 battles matter at each stage. And you can also see in this table here that you can get up to a 50% chance at both adult and child, and that when added together, it equals up to 100%. However, it's not 100%. So even if you do get those 12 out of 15 battles, one at each stage, you may not evolve still. That's never happened to me. I have actually evolved 100% of the times I've tried this method on, and in fact, I actually evolved one time just by doing the bare minimum of doing 15 as a child, and still managed to evolve into a little bean. But there have been plenty of cases where people have met these conditions and not evolved. And if it was just like one random person I didn't know, then sure, I might say, oh, that's probably just, they probably just did something wrong. But no, it's been Flurp, who also works on the site. It's been Purple Devil, who used to work with File Island. It's been a lot of very notable people who have seen this not work. So unfortunately, it's not a 100% chance, like Nahoko reports right here, but it is close to 100% chance. I feel like you will definitely, no, I don't feel like, you will evolve more times on the digital monster than you will on the pendulum, because the pendulum is very much stacked against you, and I hate it. I love the pendulum, don't get me wrong, but I hate how hard it is to evolve naturally. Okay, there is no jogger sing, so we're gonna get this out of here. And there is no battle requirement for 100 times, so save that. And that should... Wait, where did I put it? Right here. Okay, so that should cover creating the legend. Let's just verify. I could have verified first and then checked it off, but, you know, I didn't. Okay, that looks correct to me. Fulfill battles. It's 15 times when at least 6 of your most recent 15 battles at that stage to qualify for evolution. This is not... Again, the only thing I'm not sure of is the at that stage part. Like, if you were to do, let's say, this is 15 battles. No, because... Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know how that would work, combining them. And I don't think Nahoko really elaborates on that at all, and why would you? If a winning percentage 15 medals for 1/8, it's probably total 2 generations. Yeah, it feels like they're counted entirely separately, so I'm just gonna stick with that. So, next thing we need to do is, and this is the last thing we should need to do before we can actually make the guide public, is we need to add lifespans in each of them. So first of all, I have power in here right now. We're not going to be doing power. Might do slot. How do I have that written on the pendulum page? Not the pendulum Z, that pendulum. There we go. Jagger's slot. So I do have slot there. And yeah, that could still be interesting to include. So I'll probably include slot. So yes, Jagger's sleep time. So we want sleep time, lifespan, and slot are the 3 things we want on our details. Let's go over here. We want our details page for the digital monster. And what happened here? Add one more. On here we have sleep time in the middle, slot on the right, lifespan on the right. Where do we have it in the digital monster version? 20th. I want to keep it slightly congruent. I really only have 2 stats for the DM20. It doesn't really have a lot that you need to know, I guess. Digital monster X, what do I have? No, that has a lot. Pendulum Z, what do I have for you? Library, joggers, power, sleep time. So sleep time and slot are almost always both on the right, but power is 1 time on the left. So slot, sleep time, lifespan. Or lifespan. Lifespan, the only time it existed, it was on the right. It doesn't matter. So we change this to slot. Keep the strength value column. Change this to lifespan. I want to put slot in the middle between the two because it's smaller. So sleep time, slot. Lifespan's gonna go first. Oh, Jessica. You've made a thing. Look at this. That looks lovely. Jessica just spent the night working on a model kit. It is Rokusho. Let me bring this up on the big cam. Thank you, dear. She actually made this for me because I like Metabots. She doesn't really care about Metabots at all, but she likes doing model kits. And so, take a look. Boom. It's Rokusho. It's freaking sick stag beetle. Kuwagata. I love him. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's got a nice little iridescent head going on. It's got his cool pinchers on his head. It's got a sword coming out. That thing can come together. Oh, it's like, whoa. What is this? Like, has a switch in here. I'll have to figure out what that does later. But yeah, look at him. Looks freaking great. I'll go right up there next to my Metabee. Both the super basic Metabots that everybody loves. But what can I say? I like the bugs like this. I love metallic warrior bugs. One of my favorite types of things in Digimon as well. That's sick. I love it. These things... Oh, I see. Interesting. These things... Whoa! They like freaking shot out. You see that? Look at that. I hit this button. Boom, they shoot out. Neat. Cool. Alright. Alright, Rokusho. It's the Digimon stream. Alright. So that's cool. They look great up there. I've got a Metabot and a Metabee up there right in front of two Optimuses on my shelf, so this will go perfectly up there. Love it. Alright, so what were we doing? Okay, so we were doing this. So strength value, slot, lifespan. Alright, so lifespan. We will make lifespan. Alright, there we go. So now we have the slots and the lifespans on the details page. Let's bring our database editor back up. And we're going to select star from DM. Okay, so I have sleep. I need to add a column for lifespan. And I will call it lifespan since that's what I just decided over there. Lifespan, and we'll make that text, and there we go. I always hit tab there and I don't mean to. Apply, add it. You're still looking at the VPET. Oh my gosh, you're right. Thank you. Would have kept it there the whole night. Alright, so back to this. The heck, what am I looking at here? I don't know. Open up a new one. Alright, select star from DM. Okay, so there we go. So now I have a lifespan column, so now we can set that up, and the strength value, well, the strength value, I need to adjust that on all sides as well. So, let's see. In fact, all of this is wrong. Everything that you're looking at right here is false information. It's just what's left over from the DM20, so we gotta add all that in there. So, how do I have this written on the Pendulum 20th page? Not Pendulum 20th, just the Pendulum Original. Pendulum Original, we have it written as hours. Okay, so that's easy enough. In fact, I could just add the word hours instead of... Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to definitely not put the word hours in everywhere in the database. We're just going to put that right here. Lifespan. Space. Hours. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. It should be white. Okay. And let's see how that looks. Riley, welcome. We are currently working on the website to add the original digital monster to the page. So that's what I'm doing right now. And yeah, currently working on adding in lifespan, the slot, and the sleep time so that you have that information for the original digital monster. Alright, so now the card is ready for it. That means we can just add the raw details in here. So let's just half screen that. Get Nahoko up over here. Again, I will be crediting Nahoko for allowing me to use this information. So let's do this by strength value. We'll leave that blank because that's nothing there. So Agu is always going to be a, let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, K, L. Bring up the thing. Understanding Digimon connection signals. Alright, this is where I go into details on how connections work, and this is also how we know what this... Well, actually, this isn't how we know what the slots are, but this is one of the ways we know what the slots are. There was an actual guide that went through and described what each slot every Digimon was, and we're going to be using that guide's indication for letters on here. So here they are right here. Has this always been not gray? That doesn't seem right. Oh, whatever. Okay, so Agumon is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. This is pretty straightforward. I, J, K, L. Okay, so that's easy enough. I was wondering if it was going to like go in any different directions, but no, it does not. F, G, H, I, J, K, L. And this is actually going to be helpful here in a minute. F, G, H, I, J, K, L. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Oops, that's not uppercase. L. B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. And one more. A, B, C, D, E. Oh, didn't account for that, did I? Some of these guys are reused. So Kabuterimon is always a C, so that's easy enough at least. Starmon is a D. E would be, let's look at the guide so we can be sure of this. Where do I have it open? Over here. There you are, version 6. Okay, so, oh no, it's yeah, star. Okay, and then Tortamon is E. Kuwagamon is F. Oh, that matches up too. That's nice. But Monochromon does not because it is G. That's H. Then I, J, K, L. Okay, so then Monochrome is the only one that have two different slots. So it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That actually is surprising how they kept them so lined up. Okay, so that one's going to be a little bit weird, but that's okay. Alright, as for lifespans go, most of them are going to be pretty identical to one another. So we're going to be just doing some mass updates for those. So we're going to... did I apply this already? Nope, let's apply that first. There we go. And so now, let's update this. We're going to set the lifespan equal to 1, where level equals baby 1. Unknown column lifespan. Lifespan. Oh, not lifespan. That would do it. Okay. 6 rows changed. Double check those. There we go. Okay. So for the rest of them, we're going to kind of do what they mostly are. So the next one would be 36. Is what most of them are. So lifespan is 36 for the baby twos. Okay. And then the rest we're going to be doing by slot. So where slot equals A, we're going to be setting the lifespan to what? That'd be 76. No, we're not setting the slot to A. What are you doing? Lifespan equals 76, where slot equals A. Unknown slot. Oh, because it's not slot, it's strength value. Okay, the other ones are mostly 76 as well. So we're going to do that for B as well. Okay, C's. For the rest of these, we're going to base them just straight off of the version 2. So C's are normally 116. Oh, right, because monochrome needs to be special. Okay, D's are 76. In fact, I think that's the same for a few, the F and the H. So D, E, F. And GH. Okay, for I, it should be 44. Is that right? Yep. Now let's go back. So we did C and D. Now we need to do E. So 101, that'd be 108. FG is also 108. HIJ is 108. K is 76. Wow. Not live very long. And L is 108. Okay. Pull this again. And we're going to make a few edits here and there to make sure this is properly done, but we're going to save those edits for another time because we are out of time for the night. It's about 10 o'clock here, so I am going to close up shop. And yeah, so thank you everyone for showing up tonight. Got a good amount of stuff done. I will, of course, be back again next week with more of this. In the meantime, I'll be around the Digimon Hatchery Discord server as usual. I might do a little bit more work on this over the weekend if I have time. And what device is I working on? Oh, I was working on the Digital Monster, the original Digital Monster. So the one I'm actually raising right over here that you can't see because my face is in the way. Out of the way face. Yeah, that guy. So yeah, either way, I will be back next week with more of this stuff. Yeah, I will see you then. Bye!